Hello, this is Norma and welcome to my channel. So today I came to Washington DC to spend the day with my girls. I came so we can hang out around the pool. So I decided to do a story time. And my story time would be about when I went on vacation and I lost my American passport. And I'm telling you, America is great. They try to do everything to make it easy for the citizens to succeed. This is a country, land of opportunity. If you decide to go to school and you want, even if you're 90, you want to go to school, they will make it happen. You can go, and if you want to open a business and you qualify for some loan, you can go and get it. More than likely, your business will succeed. Well, I was born in Liberia, West Africa, and I love where I was born. But they tend not to make it easy for their citizens. So think about it. We've been there for 177 years. And things that are very simple, things that are very easy, they try to just make it so difficult. And I think sometimes they get away with that because citizens don't want to speak up. They feel like if you say something, that you're betraying your country, which has nothing to do with nothing to me. If you are wrong, you are wrong. When you're sitting there not doing what you need to do for your citizens, it's horrible. I think the only time, and this is my opinion, the only time you can run into some problem in America if you get in the justice system. Something happens, whether something you did or something you were accused of falsely. If you don't have money, if you're not famous, or if you're not well known, you don't have connection, if you run into the legal system, you're gonna have some serious challenges. And that's the only thing that I have seen so far all these years that I've been here. That's my opinion. You can say what your opinion is. So let me tell you the story of how I lost my American passport. So all my kids were born in the Ivory Coast. That's in West Africa. And so my oldest daughter wanted to go and spend her birthday there. So we all went, all excited, and we stayed to 2 different hotels. And we had planned that we would go and she would come back earlier. And I would stay and go to one of my friends and spend some time with them and then come back to the States. So up and down with her, I would take my passport, come in at night, put it in my suitcase, and when I take my things out of my bag, and had no problem. So I remember when she left, when I took her to the airport, so I was supposed to leave that Sunday. So I'm going up and down, not thinking about anything, and figure, I'll pack on the weekend. I was laying in my bed. God is so good. He has, I don't know if it's 6 cents, I don't know if it's 7 cents, I don't know what I have, but I always get a feeling when things are about to happen. I'm just laying in my bed on YouTube, and something just tell me that's Wednesday night to get up and start to pack my things. And so I get up and I go to my suitcase, take all the things, because I have like a portable scale. So I said, let me just start throwing my things in there, take everything out of the suitcase. And when I go to look for my passport that's in the pocket, the passport is not there. So when I didn't see my passport, first I wasn't alarmed. I said, maybe I left it in my bag. I went in my pocketbook, checked, the passport was not there. And that's my U.S. passport. So I called my daughter. She was back in the States, and I asked her, did I make a mistake and leave my passport in your bag? I mean, I was just hoping against hope because I know I wouldn't take it and put it in her bag. She said, no. She said, I've already unpacked. Your passport is not here. And my heart sunk. I was like, my passport to leave this country on Sunday. And like I told you, it was Wednesday night. And I started to freak out. So where we live, where I was living was right behind the U.S. Embassy. That's what I say, American work for their people. So I called on Thursday morning and I spoke to a guy. I explained what happened, and he said, we are going to be closed on Friday for half day. So come in today, but the first thing you should do is go. He told me where to go. He asked where I was staying. I told him the area. He told me where to go to get my picture taken that I would need to bring to them, and then also informed me that I should go to the police station and file a report that my passport had been stolen or was missing. And they told me to come in. So the first thing I did, I took my picture, and then I went to the embassy. So they have really put a lot of security in. So when you park, they had some, they look like, they don't look like police, they look almost like soldiers, but they are foreign staff. Then you leave from there, they do some checking of your paperwork, then few feet, then you check again with some other people, then you walk to the gate and they check, and then you walk in the embassy. So I got in the embassy and I went and I got some forms to fill out. So I filled out the form. Somebody came to the, good thing I had a copy, so I knew what my passport number was. So somebody came to the window, spoke with me, and she said, it was a lady, she said, come back tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Because like I told you guys, the embassy was going to be closed half day on Friday. She said, come tomorrow. Now, I can tell you, as much as I've loved Liberia, if I had traveled somewhere else, we got embassies almost in every country, and I had lost my Liberian passport, I might still be sitting in the Ivory Coast trying to get back to Liberia. They tried to make it so difficult. So they told me to pay, I think it was $165, and my passport was going to expire within a year. They told me to pay $165. They gave me the receipt for the $165 and told me that if I filed for a new passport within that year, all I had to do was take the copy of the receipt they had given me, attach it to my paperwork, send it in, and I would not have to pay a penny. That would not be going down in Liberia either. So I did that, and I went to the police station in Ivory Coast to explain what happened. Told them I had gone to the embassy, what the embassy told me, showed them the paperwork. I took 2 pictures because I knew they would need pictures. But like everything in Africa, we have to make things so difficult for people. So with all my paperwork, copy of my passport, can you imagine? I went to the embassy, filled out the paperwork. They told me the next day, come at 10 o'clock. These people at the police station. So I talked to the people downstairs. After a while, explained everything, showed them all the documents. Then they told me I had to go see somebody upstairs. So I went upstairs, spoke with a lady. After I was there for a while, people coming in and out of her office. Then they took me to another guy. Those people kept me there for hours. People coming in and out with different stories, different this, different problems. I'm sitting there wondering, like, when is this paperwork going to be done? Because all you got to do is just give me a police report, stamp it. I mean, I'm not asking you to go solve a crime. They kept me there. I think I was there till about 4, just wasting my time. Then they told me I had to go back and come back on Friday. So Friday at about 9:30, I left where I was staying, went to the embassy, went through the whole process, and then went in, and my passport was ready. They gave me the passport, and she told me, she asked, did you go to the police station? I said, yeah, I went, I filed everything, gave them all the documents, but still waiting, so I'm on my way there to go and get it. because she said when you get to the embassy, and that's the thing, they'll tell you the process. They'll tell you the problems you might face. She said because when you get to the airport, they will ask for documents because your passport has changed. So I went back to the police station. I mean, same thing, just wasting my time. I forgot how much they charged me that I had to pay for it. I mean, just wasting my time. Same thing, people coming. First of all, he told me to come at 10. I told him, I can't get here by 10 because I have to go to the embassy by 10. So I'm sure I'll get there after 12. He said, okay. He didn't show up till almost 2 o'clock. So he came apologizing. He had something that happened. He had to do, blah, blah, blah. Kept me wasting time, going out of the office, coming back, somebody coming in, going out. I was like, what is all of this going on? This is just unnecessary. So finally, that was almost like 5. He finally got it signed and gave it to me to leave. So I left, went home, finished packing my things, and Sunday morning, so now I was holding that passport. I was guarding that passport. So Sunday morning, I left to go to the airport. Went through the airport. Everything was cool. And I gave the passport. I gave the letter from the police. And I went through. When I got on the plane, I showed them, okay, so this is my boarding pass. But even though they don't need to see my passport, I still told them, I said anything had happened with the airline. So this what happened. This is my police report. So I got in the plane, sat down, went to Brussels. Same thing. When I went to board, I showed them everything, had no problems. When I got to the airport in Virginia, so it was a crowded flight, and people coming from all over, I guess. I mean, immigration was packed. But I know that I was not worried. I hadn't done anything, and I figured everything would be smooth. I have my legal papers. So when I got to where the immigration guy was, he asked me if I was in the plane that had to be diverted. I didn't even hear about any plane being diverted. I was like, no. He asked me if I had food, and I said no. And then, but I had explained to him about my passport. So he looked at it, and then he told me to go some other room. He showed me where I should go in there to explain to them. So I went in, and the room was packed with all kinds of people. I don't know what was going on. People were sitting. They had a lot of agents working there. I don't know if the TSA agent or who they were. But anyway, I sat I met the first person. I gave him all my documents, and then I sat. And then he took it to somebody else. And I don't think I was even sitting for about 5 minutes when they called me. So I went to the other desk, and he asked me the same question, what happened to my passport? And I explained to him, and he said, so you didn't find it? I said, no, I didn't find it. That's why I got another one. And it seemed, the passport they gave me, seemed kind of flimsy. It didn't seem as strong as the other one. But anyway, so I said no. And then he said, it's a crime to use a passport after you reported that you can't find it. I said, I don't plan to use it because I don't even know where it is. So anyway, after he said that, he gave me my paperwork back. He gave me my passport, and I left. And then I'm leaving that office. I don't know, because I had my African dress on. One of the agents stopped me to ask if I had some food in my suitcase. I was like, no, I don't have no food. So I got out, got my bags, and left with no problem. So I kept the passport because I traveled. When I came back, I went to Florida, and then I came home and decided I would just send my old passport in. They said they had a backlog. I would send my old passport with the $165 receipt that I had paid. So I put everything together and sent it, and they asked if you need it rushed, you should pay something extra. I think it was $75. I can't remember what it was. But I'm like, I'm not traveling anywhere. I don't need it to be rushed. So I went to I got the form, I mailed it in. Went to the post office and I mailed it in. And within 2 weeks, I got my passport. I got the brand new one, and then I got the old one. And what they did, they took something and punched holes in the old one, and they sent both of them back to me within 2 weeks. That's to tell you how the system just works. I always compare my country that I love, Liberia. I mean, 177 years we've been in existence. And just things that are easy, that just make it easy for the citizens, we just put them through all kinds of foolishness. I remember when I was in school, I was in Abidjan, and I was in school. I had gone there for college. And they had a disturbance with the president that was there, Hufo Boigny. These young kids, they were like trying to get rid of him, I guess, just causing all kinds of disturbance in the college and just misbehaving. And he got tired with them. So he decided to shut all the colleges down. And a lot of them, not even from the city, so they had nowhere to go. People were roaming all around, not only the foreign students, but also the citizens from Abidjan. Well, I had somewhere to stay, but some of my friends did not have anywhere to stay, some of my Liberian friends, and they all ran to the embassy thinking they would have refuge. They did not even open the gate for them, knowing that the school was closed. There should be some budget, regardless of what. You have to be able to come to assistance for your citizens. And it's something that we don't do. What's the point of having your citizens when they have problems and they come? You don't help them. They had some girls that got stuck. People had fooled them. They told them they should go to Omar to go do some work. And a lot of them, they told them they were going to be house help. Some of them, they said they would be working in restaurants. And they went there and it was something else. They practically trafficked the girls. And what they said was not true. I'm not going to even explain what they did to them. And the girls were there begging for help. And the embassy did not come to their aid. The government, people, just ordinary citizens, was talking about it on Facebook, sending paperwork back and forth, asking people to please pay, putting them on recording, the girls that would come on recording to be able to send them home, back to their country. So we really need to get it together. Like I say, I love Liberia, it's my country. But like children, if your child is wrong, they're wrong, you need to speak about it. I remember when I went to get my ECOMO passport, and that's why I think sometimes they treat us the way they treat us. So when I went to get my ECOMO passport in Liberia, I was so upset because the passport was $40. Like I said, for people who've been following me, if you haven't, you can go back in my videos and see it. And it's a passport that let you go to almost all the African countries that you don't have to pay. So when I went to get it, the price is $40. But there's so much bribery. I had to pay $40 for the passport and $80 to bribe. So many times I kept going back, having to bribe. And so when I spoke about it, somebody came on my page to attack me, somebody from my country, to say, why am I speaking bad of Liberia? Can you believe that? Yeah. So it's like your child is misbehaving and you're encouraging them to do what they need to do, and you can't speak bad because you're from Liberia. People shouldn't know. So when you carry on like that, of course the process will never change. If they do something that's right, I'll say it. If they do something wrong, I'm going to say it. So what they need to do, if they don't want people to speak ill when they do it wrong, then they need to fix the process and make it easy for their citizens. I've got 2 trips coming up, and I'm going to be holding on to my new passport for dear life. I'm not going to let it leave every minute I'm going to check to make sure that passport is safe and sound. I don't want nobody putting, I can't even tell how that passport got missing. When I got my ECOWAS passport, I said every time I go to Liberia or any African country I go to, but if I mean any other country, you have to get visa, most of them. And so I had said, when I go to Liberia, I think it's like 165 and then 75 to Russia, so I always pay like 200 and something. So I had told myself when I got my ECOWAS passport, because a lot of my friends do that when I'm going to Liberia, I would not get a visa. I will use, since now I'm dual citizen, I will use my Liberian passport to go, and then when I'm coming back, use my American passport because it's allowed. But the other day I was in, just laying in bed with my daughter that had surgery. We were talking about taking a trip and we wanted to go to Africa, and she was talking about visa. I said, oh, I'm not going to use a visa. I said, no, I'm just going to use my ECOWAS passport. And she said, Mom, you know what happened to you when your passport got missing? She said, do you know when you leave this country, all the other countries have their own laws. And if you go to a country and something happens and you're using a different passport, America has limited help they can give you. She said, if you're a U.S. citizen and you have that passport, they will come and they will help you. And they will try to give you all the assistance you need. They can even give you a ticket to come back here and you can pay them. If you dare go and use your ECOWAS passport, you get into some countries, something break out, that it cannot bring you back here, whether civil war or whatever, or something happens to you and you're trying to get legal representation, is it worth $235? And when she told me, I said, you know what, it makes sense. I don't care, even though I am dual citizenship, I don't care. When I'm going back to Liberia or wherever I'm going, I will get that visa. If it's required, I will pay the money. And I figure I will be safe because they will bring me home if anything happens. So a side note, that guy that kept coming back and forth talking foolishness, I just blocked him. I told him what I had to tell him and block him off my page so he won't bring his drama back to me. So that's my story of how I lost my American passport. And then let me tell my brothers and sisters from Liberia, don't come for me because I was saying the truth. Don't come for me. You don't want me to block you. You can give your opinion, but don't come and just start talking smack to me about how, because now I'm a citizen, that I'm just talking bad about Liberia, something that they don't deserve. So this is where I'm hanging out today, at the pool where my girls stay. So hot out here. I just got some ice and some water, and that's what I'm sipping on. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, hit that notification button so each time I upload you will be notified. Bye bye.